Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Sorry about the wait. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Oh, I still got this in my ear. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm your host, Shon Black. Dawn it back. It is TV show Friday. Also, we are going to have a free for all. Talk about whatever you want. I'll be taking your calls. 804-410-4584. For all of you who want to call in to that number, we are taking calls live. I am receiving calls now, so if you would like to call in, remember, if you would like and subscribe the podcast. You don't have to subscribe, just hit the like button for me. Costs you nothing but just your finger tapping the screen. I want you to tap. Huh? Tap it. Tap the screen for me. If you could, if you would be so kind. And yeah, we're here, man. I appreciate the love. Shon Black appreciates the love. All right. Um Tonight I was going to set up, I was doing some troubleshooting for my pops. So I didn't prepare anything for as far as visually. I was gonna do some visual background stuff, but it's all right. We wing it here on the pod, and Shon Black is starving, so Shon Black is going to eat an orange while we talk these movie things. First, Netflix. All right, I need you to stop with the corny behavior. I need Netflix to stop putting out corny movies. Okay? I need Netflix to cut it out. That's what I need. Netflix is killing me with the corny movies, man. Okay? Yo, that Man on Fire is corny. What up, voice? Man on Fire is corny. Sorry. I did, so I want to say I did 4 or 5 episodes of that show. All right? I wanted to give it a chance because here we do the 4-episode challenge or the 5-episode challenge. And I never want to count it out as, I never want to just count it out. And so I watched a little bit of that Man on Fire. I mean, it started off kind of interesting, but now it's the same old stuff. Where you have the same old. You watch a movie, you watch a show, and it's like the plot doesn't thicken. The plot never thickened. And I don't suggest you waste your time. That's me personally. I don't think you should waste your time with Man on Fire. Man on Fire is terrible. This is terrible. It's terrible. What up, DJ? Man on Fire is terrible. Even it's not even the acting. I don't think the acting is too bad. I think it's just the plot. The story is terrible. Now you'll get a lot of people that like it. There's a lot of people that say, "Man, that joint is tough." Here on the Shon Black podcast, where we watch TV shows on the regular, it's not. Now it's not entertaining. You know what you could do with Man on Fire? Man on Fire is one of them shows you watch when there's nothing else to watch. When there's nothing else to watch, Man on Fire is your joint. If, if there's other content that you're watching, that ain't the show for you. Just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, but Sean Black is starving. It's supposed to be Hot Pot Friday here at the podcast. After this, we're supposed to go and get a hot pot. I don't know if you guys eat hot pot. We will talk hot pot on Wednesday night. Hot pot recipes. I am a hot pot connoisseur. I like hot pot. What up, Slime? I like hot pot, but Sean Black is starving today, so that's why I'm eating this orange. Uh, but yeah, Man on Fire. We're talking Man on Fire. That joint is garbage. I don't care if it's made by a black director or whatever they people talk about. It is garbage. There was another one on Netflix. I watched the trailer for it today, and oh my goodness, I, there's no originality. There's nobody trying to be original anymore. Um, Nobody. And I wish I knew. Let's see. This says it's new, so let me go down. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. I mean, it is son. It is terrible. This joint. It was supposed to be like a twist between um something like what's the joint that used to be on was it HBO with 50 and Ghost and all of them. There's supposed to be like something like that, and the guy, but there's this cop. He's chasing him and all this. Oh man, it's terrible, son. It's terrible. Movies and TV shows today have zero original content, and when you do find one, it's like it's a hidden gem. You are watching re-washed, re-rinsed nonsense. It's re-rinsed slime. It's re-rinsed nonsense. I mean, it is terrible. These shows are terrible. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a child. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. Those, you know, and just it's terrible. This is why I'm such an anime head, right? This is why I like anime. You could get the same genre anime, right? You can get some dungeon crawler, or you can get some overpowered guy who, like, first he was a wimp, and then he became powerful, something like Solo Leveling. That story is great. Solo Leveling is great. Or you can get some joint about old Japan or old China and the swordsmen and all this other kind of stuff. The action is great. Some ninja joint, great. Jujutsu Kaisen, great anime. Now I mean, great joints, like story wise. Attack on Titan, one of the most original stories out. It's not even a movie that has a better storyline than Attack on Titan. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Attack on Titan is one of the best stories out, whether it's movie or TV show. Prove me wrong. 804-410-4584, or drop your joints in the comments if you don't feel comfortable calling. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than those two shows as far as story wise. The story is original. You never seen anything like it, right? TV, regular TV is corny right now. It's so corny. Oh, it's so corny. How many times are you going to be out there on the streets dealing? How many times are we going to have the PD shows? How many times is somebody going to get essayed? How many times are we going to have the serial unaliver? Huh? How many times are we doing this? How many? Like, How many times are we doing this? You see? I can't, bro. I just can't do it. Sorry. And that was one of the joints. Like I said, James. That's just one of the joints. So when I look at it, when I look at the shows, when I'm looking at TV shows, I'm looking for an original story. If I can't get an original story, can I at least get a good can I get at least a good action joint? Nah, we can't get no good action joints. We can't get none of that. Like it's almost like pulling teeth trying to get something going on with these different shows. And Netflix, you disappointed me with Man on Fire. That joint was terrible. Man on Fire is terrible. Terrible. I'm watching this joint, I'm like, and I wanted to get into it, and I kept saying, well, the next episode will be better than this one. That one wasn't any good. Then this episode is better than this one. And then the typical, stuff happens, and all of a sudden, sun powers up, and you just like, come on, man. I'm like, come on, man. And I just don't even know what to say. So that's my rant on Man on Fire. I don't think it's a good ad. I don't think it's a good joint. Um, I don't recommend you watch it. I mean, if you want to, fine. You know what I'm saying? That's not my recommendation. I don't recommend Man on Fire. I don't think that's a good joint. Know what I mean? I what's really good, son? K dramas be in the mix. I'd rather watch a K drama than to watch one of that Man on Fire or any one of those joints. It is garbage. Man on Fire, Netflix, garbage. Hot garbage. Like my man Ann said, Gabricio. What up, Breezy? It's Gabricio. Um, Also, quick note. Anybody heard of Chud the Builder? Chud. Anybody heard of Chud the Builder? Chud the Builder made his fame. I don't know. I'll be on there for a few minutes. I just got on actually. I was helping my one of my parental units. So Chud the Builder is a famous streamer. And he thought it'd be a good idea to run around using the N word, in other words, with with black people in the street. Now, I'm a free speech advocate. I think free speech is important. I think what Chud the Builder are doing, though wrong, it's his right to say whatever he likes. This is America. However, you are not free from consequences. Okay? In the state I live in, you cannot communicate a threat. That's a long way. Why you go all the way over there? We cannot communicate a threat in the state that I live in. Anything, communicating any kind of threat will land you in the can. Also, you cannot put your hand on your pew pew and brandish in the state I live in. because that too will land you in the can. If you pew pew at somebody and you are not trying to actively escape, and you were trying to actively escape out of there, and you pew pew at somebody, that will land you in the can. Why do I mention this? Chuddy, Chuddy is finding himself in a pickle. He pew pewed and hit somebody with his pew pew, and now he's in the can facing attempted unaliving charges. Attempted unaliving. Listen, he's finished. I don't know what to say. Again, I respect his free speech. You know, I talked to some of my family members who are deep into the movement of the black plight. And they were like, yeah, he's getting what he deserved. He's getting all the stuff that he deserves right now. He deserves all of that, which is probably true. However, I respect his choice to use the words that he uses. What up? I respect that he used certain words, and those were the words that he chose to use. Chud the Builder. If you don't know who Chud the Builder is, you need to go and look him up. And not that I'm promoting him on my program. I'm just saying this is everyday talk. This is what's been in social media. This is the everyday talk, and it happens here on the Shon Black Podcast. I don't control what we talk about outside of politics. We don't talk that here. We used to. We just don't do it anymore. Every once in a while, something interesting happens, we will talk about it. Other than that, we're usually just talking about movies, TV shows, and food. However, I couldn't let the Chud the Builder thing pass by. Why? Because people are not free from the choices that they make. He made choices. You wanted to use words like the N-word. Okay. You're free speech to do so. You wanted to walk up on people and tell them that you were going to unalive them. You were going to do this to them. You were going to do that to them. And you got into an altercation where somebody made you use what you thought was going to protect you. And what happened is that you did it, but you did it with somebody who was not armed. 9 times out of 10, it does not matter. Unless you live in a place like Florida, it does not matter. There's no stand your ground. And stand your ground could be funny too, because just because you stand in your ground doesn't mean that you can just do what you want. And also, you also have to take in consideration the public, right? Even if you're standing your ground with your pew pew out and you just can't pew pew randomly into crowds of people or with people around, you have to really be careful about what you're doing when you're talking about that and doing that with those actions. You have to be seriously controlled. You have to have your mind has to be there. You have to be able to assess the situation and say, hey, I could do this, but is this going to cost me my freedom? Chuddy was not the person to make them kind of decisions. He made bad decisions, and now his bond is $1.25 million to get out of the can. 1.25. Imagine a judge tell you, Imagine the judge tell you, listen, I seen the evidence, and you're to get out the post bond is 1.25 million. That's crazy. And the comments online, activist judge, if it was a black guy, he would have went free. Carmelo, I don't know if you guys follow the Carmelo Anthony story, where Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, at a school event, unalived another student from another school, and the judge reduced the bond from over $1 million to, I think it's $250,000, and I think you have to pay 10%. He was able to post bond, and he's been out, and I don't even know. I think the trial starts sometime this year. Let's Google that because I don't know. Let's see when this trial actually is going to happen. It says courtroom says repairs. It says I don't see anything that's asking when is the trial. Nope. It doesn't say. So let's see. When is the trial date? Okay, so it's soon. It looks like the trial date is going to be June 1st. So all of you super sleuths out there, all of you people out there who love this kind of stuff, the trial of Carmelo Anthony, the Texas teen accused of unaliving Austin Metcalf at Frisco High School track meet in April of 2025 is scheduled to begin on June 1st. Okay, so they're comparing this Carmelo guy didn't get enough. His bond was so low that he was able to get out of the can, but the builder Chuddy wasn't able to get out of the can. He's not allowed. He can't because his bond is like $1.25 million. And I wouldn't be surprised if you go on X and type in, there's probably a GoFundMe for this dude. Or Give Send Go. That's where they go now. Give Send Go, because GoFundMe really doesn't allow, but Give Send Go doesn't care. They there because they get a portion of that. And so they'll Give Send Go and all of those people, they'll get money and he'll raise. I mean, the last lady that did something like that was yelling racial slurs and all that. I mean, I think she raised almost $1 million to hide. You yelled threats and racial slurs at a child, and now you're hiding. Again, it's her right to say whatever she wants to say. Now, to a child is crazy work, but I support your right to do you. However, you're not free from consequences. There should be consequences to your actions. And so if you get your head knocked off, that's your fault. You can't just run down on people and just do what you want, say what you want. There's rules. We live in a social media world that allows people just to say what they want. Like, so you're online, whether it's behind the keyboard or doing something like this, you get on there and you spout your opinion. All right. But when you take that joint to a whole nother level, oh, look at that. So the Fly Puerto Rican wants to start the hot pot. Hold on. See, I'm gonna do this live. Sometimes you gotta do it live. Sometimes you just gotta do it live. I did it live. Huh? I did that live. Well, I don't know about the two of them. Huh? So yeah. Um. Anyway, I won't I won't keep that going. I just wanted to just kind of do that and I just wanted to do that real quick and just talk about that real quick because it's been in social joints for a minute, and you're just not free from those consequences. Chuddy might. I don't think he'll get a lot of time. I think he will. I don't think he'll get life or 25 years. I think if anything, he'll probably get 5 to 7. He'll be out for good behavior because he's gonna behave himself when he goes into the camp. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Shuddy gonna behave. Them boys in the county gonna make him behave. See, ain't gonna be no more of that. He gonna go to gin pop. Them boys gonna make him behave. They gonna cop the bly. He don't cop it. So that was that. I won't stay on top of that. Also, we talked to AP on Monday. Oh, look at him. Funny Bods in the building. Go find this page and like and subscribe. Subscribe. Says bomb was 1.5 mil. However, there are enough racists in the world to go. They've been that son. That fund me was already there. That joint been there, bro. We saw and look again. As I said in the beginning of this joint, I respect his right to say whatever he wants to, using your quote, Mac. But you are not free from consequences. He can say what he wants. They were already going to support him when the lady, whatever her name was, I forget her name, that said the things about the little boy, the 5-year-old, and they raised almost $1 million for him. When the Carmelo thing happened, and they raised money, it's just gonna be a divided place we live in. I'm sorry, it just is. It already is. People who don't feel the division, and me personally, I think the division lies in other places because I experience it that way. All right. I think the division lies in other places because that's how I experience it. Now, people can say, "Oh yeah, black," but it's this, that, and other thing, and I get all of that. I just experience it different than other people experience it. It's just my experience. You know what I mean? And I don't really usually have too many issues one way or the other. And here we go. Mac the Builder. You want to build, Mac? Go ahead. Go ahead and throw it out there. Go ahead and be Mac the Builder. I'll be Black the Builder. You want me to hate on everybody. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this one short only because I started late, and usually most people usually we're cutting off about this time. I might go live tomorrow just because. When is the first day of the pool? That's what, you know what? Real quick. We talked Man on Fire because that joint was trash. I was offended that they even put that on Netflix, and Netflix should be ashamed of themselves. We talked Chud the Builder. He's gonna get 5 to 7. That's my prediction. We talked Carmelo Anthony trial. That joint starts June 1st. So those of you who watch trials and follow along with trials, you're going to be able to see Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, but the young boy who says he was defending himself. And so there's 2 self-defense cases, big ones, that are in the social circuits that are going to be there for you to eat and digest. But on a fun note, it's almost pool season. I will be the fat dad at the pool. I will be the fat dad at the pool. What is that? What is that? Just because there is a Chud the Builder, it shows the times and just the 50 years or more. Okay, man. Oh yeah, listen. The Chud the Builders never went anywhere. But there's also Chud the Builder. There's also Hector the Builder. There's also Juan the Builder. Son, it just doesn't stop. We just focus on Chud because Chud was the one that's in the open. And yes, it is time to swim. I am looking forward to the pool and the beach this year. However, this weather got to get warmer, dog. That water's going to be way too cold for you to swim in it. It's going to be way too cold. It's going to be cold. It's going to be way too cold. The water's going to be freezing. I don't have the energy to be in a freezing thing of water. I can't do it. So I might not go to the pool until late June. That's not what I want. Typically, he said, what's the song for the summer? I don't know. You know, that's a good question, Matt. I don't really listen to the radio like that. I don't really listen to music like that. I haven't been listening to music for a long time. For my own religious purposes, I have not been doing that. And not because the Bible tells me not to listen to it. It's just something that I don't want it playing in my head. If I'm going to listen to something, it'll be something like Christian music. So I haven't really been listening to music like that. Every once in a while, if the radio is on, I might hear a few things, but it's usually from like an old school perspective. Sometimes, like I had turned on the radio one time, and it was Glorilla and somebody else rap. Son, that joint was crazy. Then there was another joint I tried to get into. I couldn't even get into it, man. That joint was terrible. Booty shake, booty shake, booty shake. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. And maybe it's my age. I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe Unc is too old. Maybe I'm Unk. Maybe I'm OG. I couldn't get into it. You can't even half of this music. You can't even grab you a honey dip. You can't even. You can't hug up. There's nothing hugging up. There's no hugging up. I did hear that. I did hear that Drake dropped something. I heard he dropped a new joint. I guess another diss track to Kendrick. Not listening. I like Drake. I'm not. I like Drake. I think 5 a.m. in Toronto is probably one of my. If I had to look at like a song by him that I like, really like, that's probably one of my top ones from Drake. I like that joint. Um, but I'm not listening to. I'm not. That's called Ice something. I don't know. Know who the heck listens to Ice Spice? Glorilla, Meg the Stallion, especially after she did the way she did Tory Lanez, her lying self. I even twist your fingers to even put a Meg the Stallion joint on. You know what I mean? What the heck is that about? Meg the Stallion and Meg the Snitch. It's crazy. And then you got Rick Ross out here looking weird. All these weird guys. It's and then I hate the word weird, but that's the only thing you can say that for this generation, so they can understand what you're saying. They're weird, like it's crazy. Some of the stuff that happens, you know what it is. You can see that it's all manufactured. As time goes on, you can start to see that a lot of it is manufactured, and a lot of times that a lot of these people they've got accustomed to money. Okay, they're not trying to go back into the trenches. They just not. And so whatever they need to do to make this bread is crazy. Like I saw an article. It was the guy, what's his name? The British guy, Central C, right? So Central C he has this thing out where he's talking about how he got Lil Baby to come out and do that song that they had together with Ice Spice. Well, he did a joint with Ice Spice, but then he also did a joint with Lil Baby. He said he paid $400,000 for a feature. You don't lost your daggone mind. There's better rappers than Lil Baby that you could have got for 400 grand. You could have saved. You probably could have got them for 50 or 60,000 and saved your bread. Cause I mean, the song wasn't even that hot. Maybe in London it was, but ain't nobody listening to no daggone. First of all, ain't nobody over here listening to no Central C. All right. And if you wanted to, the only dude that pop in London, that when you talk about rap, the only dude that pop in London, in my opinion, is the boy Asco. Muley Gang. That's it. Muley Gang. That's it. Everybody else, garbage. Garbage. Asco is a problem. Everybody else is garbage. I don't care who you are. Oh, and the old dudes, Pete and Bass. Pete and Bass. That's it. Everybody else, garbage. All right. So Central C, garbage, talks about how he had the dudes from he had Lil Baby do a feature. So then he Lil Baby said, yo, showed him some love, like, yo, son, come jump on this track for me. This dude Central C tried to charge him 400,000. Lil Baby said, son, we not in the same league. How dare you charge me 400,000? Needless to say, they never spoke again after that. Now, the problem I have with it both ways is, yo, bro, you could have told son, listen. Well, I can't even say Lil Baby's right. My music doesn't really bang over there in London. So I'm giving you an opportunity over here to really get some real bread. Central C should have looked at it like this. If Lil Baby said, yo, come jump on this feature, I'd have been like, listen, bro, I ain't even really, I got enough bread. I'm just trying to get out here. Let me hop on, let me just hop on something. I don't care what it is. I'm going to tear this joint up. In it. I'm going to tear it down in it. That's what I'd have told him. You know what I'm saying? Here, give me 50,000. I'm gonna go buy new sneakers with that anyway. I'm gonna get fresh. Take this 50,000. You gonna take me to all the spots and get fresh, so I look like one of y'all out here. And son, I'm gonna come down to Atlanta and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it popping. Like I'm gonna sit down and be like, okay, kid, let me get out here. And I'm gonna work the culture and all that. And then when I drop the the verse gonna be crazy, dude. That's what it would have put you on. So from Lil Baby's perspective, I can see what he's saying. Central C, on the other hand, is like the Lil Baby in out there in the UK. He's popping. So in his mind, he thinks, all right, cool. I'm this. I had Ice Spice. Nobody else had really like American rappers on that I know of in London. He was probably one of the first people to do it outside of Skepta, and I don't even think Skepta really had anything going on out there. That's where he messed up because it Lil Baby, the joint with him and Lil Baby ain't gonna really rock out. Now, this is if I was a rap artist today, I would have went, especially if I'm Jadakiss or any one of them old or Benny the Butcher, any one of those people. I'm going to London and I'm going to get my man Asco Muley Gang. That's my man. That's who I'm going to get. Cause Asco kind of rap like you guys anyway. So you need to go over there, grab him, bring him back, and have my man Muley Gang in the son. I'm telling you. That is a game changer. That's what I'm doing. Nobody else even matters. That's the only person I'm messing with. Because his bars is nice. I don't care who else. That's my man. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't doing none of that. And this my man Asco get busy. So that's what I think. So music for the summer. I just don't think there's any music for the summer for me anyway. I'm not involved, and even if I was, I'm not involved. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Um, Last but not least, that's the final joint. Um, find you a good anime to watch, man. I know I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but find you a good anime to watch. Whatever you make, um, a good anime and kind of just separate yourself from this trash that they got floating around on TV. You got some good shows, some original shows, but most of it is trash. I mean, there's no original thought when you go over when you look at all these animations, K dramas, Chinese dramas, some real originality in there, and the stories are great. Right now, the stories ain't doing nothing. The American stories, and most of the actors are from some other country anyway. So we not even really like on top of our game. And black folks need to start making some stuff. Use your daggone imagination. I don't want to see you at the daggone cookout. I'm tired of seeing you on the block. And I'm tired of seeing you with the business tycoons. I'm tired of that. Do something different. Do something different. It's crazy. And we are out. Yeah, I was on my way down anyway. And don't be using my platform um to air your food grievances. You do that on Wednesdays when it's Food Wednesdays. When it's Foodie Wednesdays, you do it then. Fly Puerto Rican. All right, take care of yourselves and others. Monday we back with my advice. Then Wednesday's food. We're gonna be talking about hot pot. And yeah, just take care of yourself. Have a good weekend. And then next week, next Friday, I probably won't be on because that's like the start to the weekend. We're gonna try to find us a pool. And yeah, take care. It's Hot Pot Friday.